He would not let up about the failed relationship. When we arrived at my house, it appeared all was calm. Then he started... Hello friends, welcome to our new story topic, Deadly Nutmeg Tree. As I quietly thought about that day, I couldn't help but wonder if it would be what it was. I stared at my wooden bookshelf novels of the past, beautifully preserved in alphabetical order. I never read because I was not a reader, and my mother did not read books because they went out of style, like radium-painted dials and laudanum. Pulling out a binder of jottings I had yet to perfect, I tried to think of an appropriate name for the story that was enclosed within the cheap, faded green college-ruled notebook, the one I never had a chance to use in high school. After a brief moment of indecision, I decided it would probably be best to just leave it blank, not interested in reading the whole shabby manuscript that would eventually require countless revisions. I opened and began to read several paragraphs from the first page. Please acknowledge that the story you will be reading is the complete unabridged version. Just to make it clear, no problems present themselves later on down the line. It was last year, in the fall of 1981, roughly 8 months to the day of this new journal, having returned from spending the summer at my father's house after high school graduation. The purple cap and gown ceremony that would appear to epitomize success in learning was merely a front to show ourselves and our families that we could accomplish something. My mom and Ray would meet up in the city, as always, on a Friday and come home together via the express bus. As usual, they would depart for the weekend by hooking up the Shasta trailer to the old Carmen gear. Ray would drive it down to Trails End, PA, where they would meet up with friends who also enjoyed camping and all things that pertained to the great outdoors. It was about 5:30 in the evening when I picked my friend Dave up at his house. He wanted to celebrate his most recent job as a New York City Transit Authority token clerk, but couldn't quite figure out where to go or what to do. Whereas I, having ended a torrid love affair with my former girlfriend Sharon, had no intention of consummating another disastrous relationship for a while. Sharon, who was as promiscuous as she was revealing, is now somebody else's headache, while David's girlfriend Louisa broke up with him due to a more personal matter. He wanted her to have the baby when they found out about it, and she didn't want to be tied down. So instead of nurturing it in utero, she aborted it before telling Dave he should find someone else, someone more mature. I think she meant older. After months of intense pain and grief counseling sessions, he found it within himself to move on. It was only natural. I drove from his house to my house, and throughout the whole car ride, he would not let up about the failed relationship. When we arrived at my house, it appeared all was calm. Then he started up again until I became depressed. After a mild lamentation about Louisa and the baby he would never see, his baby boy or girl. What color would its eyes have been? And that four-letter word that begins with a C and ends with a T repeated time, and again behind moist eyes. I knew now that we would not be going to any club tonight, so I decided it would be best if we stayed inside. Join our Facebook page and Instagram to read the full story.